Hey everyone. Alright, so we are now 27 weeks, so it feels like not very long ago since I did the last video actually. But yeah, so everything's going really well. Not much has happened in the last week. Definitely starting to feel more and more pregnant, which might sound funny getting to this point and feeling like that, but it's been pretty smooth sailing the whole time, so I've been really lucky. I have commented the last couple of times about getting a bit of pain in my back and my hips, which I still have. Nothing like real bad, but I have been putting like magnesium spray on it, which seems to be helping a little bit. That's also helping with me getting a little bit of cramping. It's not even really cramping, it's just like really uncomfortable like knees in the middle of the night when I wake up. But yeah, so that's been helping with that as well. The last couple of nights I've had a really good sleep, which has helped heaps because I was having like Brendan snoring, Indy snoring, everyone was waking me up, plus my knees were getting sore around 4 o'clock, so it was all at once, and I was kind of struggling with that a little bit, but I'm feeling like heaps better after getting a couple of nights of good sleep. So not a lot has happened, but I did talk last time about the bloods that I was going to be getting done. So I decided, as I think we'd mentioned anyway, we decided not to get the blood glucose test done, which is cool. We're happy with that decision. I have checked my bloods again, and on our one at home, my glucose is measuring about 4.4 fasted in the morning, so in a really good zone. Yes, I'm happy with that, and we will keep monitoring it as we go along. As for the other results, I got them back, and my iron, my hemoglobin, red blood cell count, all that sort of stuff was perfectly in range, which is good. I've never really had any issues anyway, but you never know, like the body responds in funny ways during pregnancy sometimes, so it was good to see those results come back and just see that everything was healthy and looking good. In terms of the aches and pains and stuff like that, I've been getting a little bit sore. I'm actually sitting on a Swiss ball right now, but that seems to help quite a lot because it keeps my back nice and straight, and everything kind of in line. So as we get further through, and more so once we get back from our trip in Thailand, we'll be about 32 weeks by the time we get back. But when we get back, I'll be making sure that I'm a little bit more OTT, I suppose, about trying to keep my hips a little bit above my knees and kind of have my knees separated out, so I'm in the shape of a V, really ladylike, but sitting like that with a nice straight back or leaning forward a little bit just helps to put baby in a good position so that she is kind of coaxed into sitting in your pelvis nicely, rather than laying back and laying on funny sides like we do when we're sitting in cars. I'd never actually taken notice of it until recently, but the car seats generally tilt like this. So you've got the back of your car seat here and you're like this, it's not flat. So when you sit in it, you're sitting like a bucket, which is not ideal for when you're trying to get ready to have a baby, because when labour comes, you're not going to be sitting in a very good situation if she's sitting way back. So yeah, I'll be altering the way that the seat sits. I'll put cushions under and stuff like that to try and alter it. So sitting on the Swiss ball really does seem to help. I haven't really got anything else to report in terms of aches and pains or anything else that's been going on. I have been getting a little bit of pain under my right side of my rib, and I'm not 100% sure if that's because she's just getting bigger now that she's seemed to be pushing up in there a little bit. So I am going to get another massage done on Wednesday, and I will be getting her to try and sort that out because it's quite uncomfortable. I've been getting Brendan to rub it. It's kind of like over my ribs. It feels like everything's just knotted together and kind of stuck just on that one side. So other than that, everything's been really good. Food wise, everything's been good. I've had a couple of days where I haven't been all that hungry. I've still eaten probably 4 or 5 meals, which is a lot to most people, but I have about 7 meals normally. So yeah, I've just been kind of monitoring that and just going with how my body feels rather than stressing out about trying to get food in and feeling really shit about it. So that's kind of it. Next week, this week coming, we will have our first childbirth class too, which I'm really looking forward to. Brendan isn't really looking forward to it at this point, but he complains about all that stuff until we do it, and then it's quite beneficial. It'll be good seeing them. We are doing the active birth class, so not your typical parent centre one. The cost for all 4 weeks, we're not going to be there for 2, so it's a bit different for us, but the cost for all 4 weeks is $40, and that includes you and your partner. So shit, like $10 is nothing. Like, I know that the Parent Centre is free, but I think that this is going to be a little bit more in line with what we're wanting to do. They'll have a bit covered on home birth and hypnobirthing and stuff like that, so it's a little bit more personal as opposed to just your typical what they do with places like Parent Centre and stuff like that. Nothing against them at all, but just for us it's going to be I think it's going to be a bit more beneficial. We'll get a bit more back from it and meet more like-minded people, which I'm really looking forward to. I have heard that the lady we saw, Carol the doula's affiliated with this lady in some way, so it'll be interesting to see if she's there, because I had really good time with her. We both did. Enjoyed that. Yeah, that's kind of it. Still reading our books and trying to be as educated as possible. A few of the books are getting a bit repetitive now. I suppose there's only so many things I can say about the way that birth naturally happens, but I think the thing that's been most interesting for me is that, because I like information obviously, but the breakdown of what is actually happening when your body's going into labour. So, actually what's happening. And like doctors and scientists and stuff like that all talking about how if your body is allowed to do that and you let it just do what it needs to do and there's no tension in the body, there's actually no physiological reason for it to cause pain once the baby's actually in position and ready to come out. So in terms of what happens at your cervix, it should all, if there's no tension, it should all release and open, and through the breaths it should go quite easily. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Obviously no one's saying that there's going to be no pain, but we're going to do everything we can to try and create as calm a birth environment as possible. One thing for us, I suppose, is trying to, because it's the first grandkid for everyone as well, everyone's kind of wanting to be there and included in it, which we definitely want them there, after we've had her, but it's just trying to create that environment. She's been inside me for 9 months and used to that environment, and then she comes outside of that environment and what can be a stressful situation for her, to then meet me and Brendan, her parents, and trying to get used to our smells and all that sort of stuff, learning how to breastfeed and all those sorts of things within the first hour, and also have the midwife there who's going to check. There's already a few different people in the room, and she's gone from her little tiny environment to this big massive world. So we do want to try and make it quite an easy transition for her so she doesn't feel stressed and she can get familiar with us. So that will be interesting, because I want to make sure that we obviously keep everyone else happy, but that we do the best thing for our baby as well. So that will be interesting. Obviously being at home will be quite an intimate setting, but I'm really looking forward to that. And each week that goes by, I say that now, but each week that goes by, I do get more and more excited about actually getting to the birth and going through that transition with Brendan. I think it's going to be really good for us and for our relationship, and another way for us to kind of step things up again and see what we're actually capable of together. So I'm excited about that and seeing how we turn into a 3 or a 4 if you include Indy. But so that's kind of it. So everything's really positive, everything's happy, and next time when we catch up, I will give you a rundown on the first session of the childbirth class and the massage if there's anything interesting to say there. But other than that, I'll just keep trugging along. Cool. See you later.